on the home education website. Huge thanks to Rebecca Harrison for inviting me along. And I'm going to pop up once a month with a little recipe to get you guys cooking at home. So whether you're parents, guardians, adults, teachers, or whether you are actually a student yourself, primary school, secondary school, I am here because I am passionate to get you cooking. I'm a professional chef, cookery teacher and demonstrator. I'm also a nutrition therapist, and I know that cooking and home cooking is the most important life skill, because if you eat great food, your body is going to work, and then you are going to be able to go out there and achieve your goals. So let's just get stuck into cooking something really simple, but is wonderful for small numbers and large numbers, and is perfect for Easter. We're going to do the simple boiled egg. So I've got all my ingredients out, you can see here. And the first thing I'm going to do is just get my pan filled with water so that we can start being prepared to boil an egg. Now it's important to just calm down a bit when you're cooking and just be methodical, because otherwise things can go a little bit wrong. So we just need to think through what we're doing and play the game safely, okay? So the first thing I want to do is just think about what we need, what ingredients we need, and what equipment we need. So to make a boiled egg, we need the water. Now, we can just pour cold water from the tap, or you could boil a kettle, but I think the calmest and simplest and quickest thing to do is actually just to go and run some hot water from your tap and then bring it back and pop it on the stove. So I'm just going to go and do that. Very good. So here I am. Now we need enough water so that the eggs will actually float in it, but we don't want too much water that is going to bubble over in the pan. So that's something to bear in mind. What I'm now going to do is pop the lid on, because we want the water to come to the boil, and the water will always come to the boil faster if you've got a lid on. So there we go. While that is happening, we can just look around and make sure that everything is tidy and organised and calm. Super. Now, just looking at this pan here, this is exciting. The water is coming up to the boil, it's coming up to the bubbling stage. So I'll just leave the lid on for a moment or two longer while that happens, and just consider my eggs. Now, I've got a tray of eggs here and they're different sizes. So it's a good idea when you're boiling eggs that you choose eggs the same size. It's likely you've got a supermarket box which is labelled medium or large, and that will keep things really simple. But these lovely eggs come from the local farm. So I'm going to choose two that are a similar size. Oh, I don't know. Shall I choose brown? Shall I use white? I think those two. I'll choose one of each for fun. Super. Now, lid off the pan. The pan is bubbling away. I think you can see the steam there. And we want to do this all very calmly. So I've got a nice big slotted spoon here, and I'm going to just pop my eggs on there, and I'm going to lift it over the top, and I'm going to just very gently lower them down into the water. Very gently. When you lower them in the water, the air inside the egg will naturally start coming out through the porous shell. And that's just what we want. If we drop them in quickly, we're likely to crack the shell and the egg white will come out. But please don't worry if that happens, because it really isn't the end of the world. Right, so those eggs have gone in there. Now I'm going to go straight away and put a timer on for 5 minutes. Oops, just turn it down. Oh, there we go, 5 minutes. Now, boiled eggs can take anywhere between 4 and 6 minutes. It will depend on the size of your egg and whether it's been in the fridge or not. So it's going to be a little bit of trial and error for you, but I suggest 5 minutes is a really good starting point if you're unsure. So 5 minutes for a medium egg that's been sitting in the fridge, which is probably what most of us have. Perhaps 6 if it's a large egg that's been in the fridge. Now, while those eggs are simmering away there. Now I'm using the word simmer because we don't want the water to be boiling madly now. And you might need to just turn the heat down a little bit once it's come back up to the boil. I can just do that. Can you see the water just moving a little bit there? Now, what I'm going to do now is get the toast ready. So get your pieces of toast, pop them in the toaster, make sure the toaster is working, that's good, and let that happen. Now the toast, it's important to get that organised because it takes a couple of minutes to do, and then when it's cooked it's still quite soft, so you want it to crisp up a little bit, which you will do as it cools down, because we're going to make delicious buttery soldiers to go with our boiled eggs, and as I say, we need our soldiers to be absolutely perfect. So right now we've got a lovely moment or two while we can just sit back and relax and let it all happen. Now the moment is coming, my toast hasn't quite popped up yet, but the timer is about to go off, so I'm just sitting here, standing here calmly, waiting for it all to happen. Now when the eggs are cooked, that will be the first thing for me to lift the eggs out of the pan. And if the toast isn't, aha, can you hear that pinger? Yes. Now my toast hasn't popped up and that is fine, but the eggs are ready. So I'm going to turn off the heat there. That's the first thing. And never be frightened of taking your pan off the heat, because that just takes the pressure away. And then I'm going to hold the pan and lift both of the eggs out together. And over here, I can pop them pointy side down, is how I like to do it, into their little egg cups. I have so much many fun egg cups, I couldn't quite decide. Right, now, how are we doing on the toast? I think our toast is ready. Wonderful. Very important that you never stick your knife into the toaster, and in fact it's a good idea to have some lovely bamboo tongs that you can get your toast out with. Lovely. Now that's delicious golden brown toast, and it's just, I'm wafting it around for a moment so it cools down and then just crispens up. And now we can just get some butter. I strongly urge you to use butter, not margarine, because butter is a single ingredient made naturally and it's really good for you. So make sure you butter your toast right up to the very edges. Oh, delicious. And then I'm going to use a chef's knife as opposed to a serrated bread knife, because that cuts really nicely. And I'm just going to cut some wonderful soldiers. Crisp, delicious soldiers. There we go. And I can move the eggs aside now, and then I can just pop them onto the plate and call everybody. It is time for egg and soldiers. So enjoy. This is such a great way to start the day. It's a good lunch. It's a quick supper. It's all sorts of things. And you can cook eggs for the whole family all at the same time. The protein in eggs is wonderful. They are a complete food, and it's going to keep you well fed till lunchtime. And I'm just wanting to get going in the kitchen. Now, at this point, I just want to say, my name is Bee, and I am thrilled to invite you into my website. And if you just look below this video in the sort of chat box, you will see all the information and links that will take you straight to my website and my cookery courses, which I really hope you will enjoy and will support you as adults and you as kids, whether you're younger or whether you're teenagers, learning to cook for yourselves in a calm and safe environment. So do check it out and have fun, and I will be back next month. Bye.